What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over a Astra list that I am playing and show a little bit of gameplay following. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you haven't heard my thoughts on Astra, there's a previous video of my breakdown of all three of the captains on this channel. But this video will be just about Astra and these 10 crew members that I'm playing with her. So obviously this is going to be a support-based list. She's all about playing moderately expensive units, getting a huge unit swarm down, and just trying to whittle down your opponent with unit advantage. And at least that's how I'm playing her for this game. So I'm going to go through the units I'm playing and why I'm playing them, and tell you the perks for this list. So I'm kind of playing a little bit of a range-heavy list, as you can see. Obviously, Astra is ranged, but I have 6 range units, only 3 melee units, and then, of course, the defense dome, which will count as neither. So I'm trying to swarm the board with lots of range and attack from all different angles, and just keep a lot of pressure on with a lot of units. So I have the Switchback first, who is a fast unit, which I absolutely love extra speed on units, so I'm a little bit biased toward that, but I really like the extra speed. He is a 5 cost, so moderately expensive. He deals 3 damage, has 8 health, so he's got decent stats. And if you have a little extra cinder floating around, you can spend 2. He'll be slow instead of fast, so he won't have much movement, but he'll get 2 attacks for a total of 6 damage. So huge swings can happen with that. So Switchback, I think, is a must in a range-heavy list. Just for that alone, being able to rapid-fire himself is absolutely massive. Stitchy McPatchy, which sometimes I just love reading the names in this list. This is just a straight support unit. Can heal your captain when they get weak. Can heal your range units from dying if you're in like a range type of battle. Just a super solid support unit. Just costs 2. We're not really going to melee attack with him ever. I mean, occasionally you might if someone's rushing you down. But main goal is you get to the point where you have a little extra cinder in the late game because Astra's been reducing your cost of most things the whole game. Then he's really solid to just be able to get a nice heal for 3, keep your captain alive in dire situations, or keep key units. We have Teriya the Arsenal, another range unit here, just a 2 cost, pretty cheap, because you want to have a couple at least cheap options. And she does 2 damage, has 5 health, but for 2, she can give a ranged unit rapid fire. So obviously Switchback already can do that himself, but Teriya can just give herself rapid fire, which in the gameplay you'll actually see me do on the last turn to deal an extra 2 damage, which is great. It's just 4 damage. But mainly she's in here to give either Broken Vengeance or Crosshair Rapid Fire, which both have a 3 attack. So that'll be a total of 6 damage with those units. So that's really solid. And again, 2 cost, 2 damage for ranged. Love it. The Amplifier Bits Hole is a must in a lot of lists. He just amplifies extra damage to allies within range of him. So he actually kind of plays as a support role here. He's never going to be really buffing other melee units' attacks. His main goal is to just kind of sit near a majority of my range units and get extra damage to them. Really helpful to give Astra extra damage, so her Inspire can trigger, which she gets to get a free Reinforce, which will save you serious cinder when she kills enemy crew members. So he's really good for that, but also obviously boosting Maximus's damage is huge, or boosting any of these range units and then giving him rapid fire is just absolutely massive combos. You're probably not going to see a list in this game without Maximus from me, at least for a while. I totally love Maximus. He is rapid firing, 6 health for 1 cinder, 1 damage, but rapid fire, so he's dealing 2. He can move in and out of combat after he damages someone. He refreshes his movement. Probably my favorite unit in the game. I'll probably make a video just on Maximus at some point. I'm using the Defense Dome here for 6 Cinder. It's got 10 health. It's just a really solid kind of tank type unit. It's just going to reduce the damage done to allies within its range by 1. Its range is pretty massive, so you can cover a wide part of your board. And since we have so many units, and we're going to be playing so many units with this list, obviously everyone has the same amount of units, but we're going to be playing so many because we have the boost morale to keep them cheap, and we have 3 refreshes for when we kill units. He's really solid at just giving our entire army a nice defensive boost, and since we're sitting far back, it's really nice to just have all your range units on different edges, still within this giant circle, taking reduced damage so they can stay alive even longer and just ping apart the enemy. Broken Vengeance is a pretty insane unit. 4 mana, or 4 cinder, has 7 health, which is solid, and 3 attack damage. But like melee units, he actually responds. He will immediately attack any rival that damages them. So they can get some additional damage when you're in a range battle. It's really good with the defense dome because he can block some damage and deal damage back. Just a super solid range unit that you probably want if you're in a range heavy list. Crosshair is an interesting one. It's a 4-cost range unit for 3 attack. It has 8 health, which is pretty solid. It will always crit if she was in play and her target didn't move last turn. So if you have ways to make the enemy not move, or if they just misplay and they don't move a unit, or if they have an immobile unit, she will automatically crit that unit. So if you give a +1 attack with the amplifier to this, that's 4 damage as a base, then it crits. Or if you give them rapid fire with Teriya, then Crosshair, she's doing 6 damage without amplifier, or possibly 6 damage per attack, because it'll be a crit, which is just absolutely insane. If it's a unit that hasn't moved on the last turn. So that's where these last 2 units come in. They both have the ability to immobilize enemies. That is a nice, cute play with Crosshair. It doesn't always happen. But what they're both good for here is actually just keeping people at bay, so our range units can do a lot of work. So Snarling is another range unit himself. He's a 3-cost. When he hits an enemy, he immobilizes them. He's just hitting for 1, so he's not hitting for a whole lot of damage, but he has the ability to immobilize targets. So if they have a melee units that are trying to get to our range units, he's really good at just making them sit still for a little bit. Obviously, like I said, if you have Crosshair out, super solid. And then Jailbreak is another airborne unit just like Astra, so you can get around some terrain that way, which is fun. But he has Lock Up, which will immobilize anyone that's touching him. Again, same type of role as Snarling here, just trying to keep any really huge threat melee units away from our captain and our range units. So both of those last 2 pieces, Snarling and Jailbreak, are just trying to stop the onslaught coming toward us so we can keep him at bay and keep lighting him up. This is my Astra list. I'm sure there's tons out there. If you guys want to give it a shot, if you have any feedback for it, let me know. I have some gameplay coming up after. I'll just put some music behind it. You guys can enjoy the game. It's not a super long game. Just whittle down the opponent with a lot of damage from the back line. So for assist, I didn't talk about that, but for assist, you can try a lot of different things. Again, I mean, I suggest you guys try all the different assists in the game, but I really like Cinder Infusion because it's even extra Cinder that you can just really pump out units for. I always like Corrosive Field because you can put that on a faraway group of enemies and you can deal additional damage with Maximus and all your other range units, which is super good. Those are probably 2 of my favorite, but some of those that actually just heal your allies or return them to your bridge, they're actually pretty solid assist in this type of list. And I also really like the one that makes your allies immune or invulnerable for a turn. You get to pick 1 unit and make them invulnerable for a turn. Say you have someone with just 1 health left, or your Crosshair is almost dead. Just making them invulnerable for a turn essentially just guarantees they're going to live 1 more turn and they can get a good shot off on that last turn. So those are what I like. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Helps us grow here, and we got some gameplay coming up right now for you, so enjoy it, and I'll catch you at the end.